Hi, Team Persevere. On Friday, we finished our read aloud Holes. And today I am going to introduce you to our final project that we are going to complete on Holes. And I think it's going to be a project that you really find enjoyable and will push you to show your creative side. Before we get into the details of the project, I wanted to have a little reflection on our book Holes. So I have a couple questions to ask you, and I would like you for each of these questions to either put your ideas into the chat or raise your hand to explain your ideas aloud. And the first question I have for you is just a general question. If you liked this book and why? So, very important to support your opinion with details from the text. So, if you like the book, explain why. And if you didn't like the book, make sure to explain why. Pause the video to discuss. The second question I have for you is in the story, at the end, the author explains that the curse, the Yelnats curse, has been broken. What does the author mean by this? What was the curse and how was it broken in the story? Pause the video to discuss. My last question for you is about similarities and differences between the Holes book and movie. Many of you have explained that or shared that you have watched the movie that was made, that's the Holes movie. So if you have watched the movie, what are some of the similarities between the two and what are some of the differences between the two? Please pause the video to discuss. Now onto our project. I have a word on the screen, mobile. Now, think for a moment this word mobile. Have you ever heard this word before? And if you have, I would like you to put what you think a mobile is in the chat. And there could be a couple different definitions of this word, depending how we use it. So that's a little hint. Well, the mobile we will be using in class, or creating, I should say, is a mobile that's a decoration or work of art that has many parts that move freely in the air, often hanging from thread or string. Here are some pictures of mobiles. So as you can see from all these pictures, at the top, there's some sort of either like stick or piece of wood. There's a hanger in the last one, and then there's items coming down from it. We are going to be creating our own Holes mobile that focuses on characters. The directions for this project: you will create your own mobile using the materials in your supply bag to answer the essential question. And our essential question is, how can I use evidence from the novel Holes to support my opinions about characters? So again, you'll be creating your own mobile using materials in your supply bag. And this is the bag that it was a smaller bag that was inside of the big material bag that you picked up at supply pickup last Wednesday. And at the top, stapled to the bag, is a little orange slip that looks like this. So you will be free to use any of the supplies in that bag for your mobile. You will also be encouraged to use any supplies that you have at home that you would like to use. The main requirements for this project are what you will be writing on some note cards. Otherwise, you will be able to be very creative with this project and add different decorations to your mobile or other information from the book But the most important part that you need to have on your mobile, or I should say hanging from your mobile, is 3 note cards that focus on 3 different characters in wholes. So you will be picking 3 different characters in wholes to think deeply about. And for each of these characters in wholes, you will be thinking about the character traits that the character shows in the book. So it would be a very good idea to have your blue character traits sheet handy when you're completing this brainstorm. So you will be making a note card for each character, and you have note cards in your material bag. On one side of the note card, you will include a picture with the character's name. And on the back of that note card, you will include 3 character traits to describe the character. It's very important that you provide examples from the text to support each character trait. Include a picture of the character as well. So on the front here, I have a picture of the character. I focused on Stanley. And then on the back, I wrote a description about Stanley and provided 3 character traits to describe him. Stanley is the main character in wholes. He is very kind. That's character trait number 1. I back it up with evidence. Stanley showed 0 kindness by teaching him how to read and write. Stanley is loving. Character trait number 2. He didn't want his mom to worry about him at Camp Green Lake. Lastly, Stanley is honest. Character trait number 3. He was telling the truth from the start. He didn't steal these shoes. So this is an example of a character note card that would be hanging from your mobile. You will create a total of 3 character note cards. So I have my example of Stanley here. I would create an additional 2 for 2 more characters. You'll also have a 4th note card where you will give a book review. And you will either explain that this book is between 1 and 5 stars, so 1 star being the worst, 5 being the best, and also provide text evidence on why you like the book or not. So very similar to the discussion we had at the beginning of our lesson today. Very important. We would love for you to get creative with this project. So the main part of the project will be making sure you have your note cards done. Again, 3 note cards for 3 separate characters and a 4th note card with your review of the book. Push yourself to get creative by using the materials in your supply bag, along with maybe some materials you already have at home. And now, when we go to our small groups today, you will talk a little more about this project in your small group, and you will go over a page that has more detailed directions and the rubric of how you will be graded. Make sure that you spend a little time on this project each day this week and into next week. This is a project we will be working on for about the next week and a half. So we want you to not rush through it, but give your best effort planning out your characters and then thinking of a creative way to display your mobile. As always, remember we are here to support you. So whenever you have questions or don't quite understand something, make sure you reach out to one of the teachers in Team Persevere. We would love to help.